Good morning, student. Welcome to the second lecture of unit number 2. In the last lecture, we have discussed about what is an operating system, what are the different types of operating system. After that, what is JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine, JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment, and JDK, that is Java Development Kit. Now in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about SDK, that is Software Development Kit, DVM, that is Jalvik Virtual Machine, and after that, the difference between SDK, the difference between DVM, that is Jalvik Virtual Machine, and the Java Virtual Machine. Okay, so let's start with the Software Development Kit. So this SDK is basically a collection of software development tools in one installable package. So this SDK, that is the software development kit, is also used with Android, which helps to download the tools, the latest version of Android available, and many more. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the Android SDK, which helps you to learn about how to work with Android. Okay, so what is the Android SDK? So for example, let's say Google. Every time Google releases a new version of software or updates, okay, हमें पता है कि every time Google एक new version of software and updates release करता है. So that time corresponding SDK will also be released with that. Okay, so in order to work with the Android, developers must download or install each version SDK for the particular device. Now say for example, OnePlus mobile phone. Okay, if you have a OnePlus mobile, so OnePlus has a set of SDK files in it. So this will differ from one system to another. So when OnePlus releases a new version of Android, that is now every other devices is working on Android 9. Okay, so once it updates to 10, every other system will be updated. Okay, now OnePlus 7 has Android 10 in it. Now if the OnePlus community releases the Android version for every other device of OnePlus, this is where SDK comes into picture. So this SDK is basically a tool using which you can install every other update. Okay, so what is SDK? SDK is basically a tool by using which you can install every other update. Okay, so like I mentioned, Android SDK is a set of development tools that is used to develop applications for the Android platform. And also this SDK provides a selection of tools that are required to build the Android applications. Okay, so SDK provides a selection of tools that is required to build Android applications and also ensures that the process goes as smoothly as possible. Okay, so now whether that application that you have created by using Java, Kotlin, C Sharp, and many more, you need to have SDK in order to run it. Okay, whether you have developed your application by using Java, whether you have developed your application by using Kotlin or C Sharp, still you need to have SDK in order to run it on any Android device. Okay, so you can also use an emulator in order to test the application. What is an emulator? That we will see in the next topic. Okay, or you can just use an ID, that is integrated development environment, to perform an action. Okay, now let's talking about the IDE. Nowadays, people prefer using Android Studio and also IntelliJ in order to develop any Android applications. Okay, now you have three options, that is Android Studio, Kotlin, IntelliJ, and IDE. Okay, so recently people prefer using Android Studio and also IntelliJ for the Android development. Okay, so this Android software development kit also comes in bundle with the Android Studio, that is the integrated development environment. Okay, so this Android Studio is a Google official ID for the Android development, where the work gets done, and many of the other tools are now best accessed or managed. So Android Studio is one such platform or integrated development environment which gives you all the other advantages like using Android SDK, which is inbuilt in it. So Android Studio helps you to deal with it easily. Now, so Android Studio is easy to access the SDK files, and here we are going to use Android Studio. Okay, in our syllabus structure, we are going to use Android Studio. And also note that you can download Android SDK independently from any platform. Okay, now let's talk about what are the different Android development tools. There are four Android development tools. First one is Android Studio, then Visual Studio with Xamarin, Eclipse, and Android Virtual Device. Okay, so first one is Android Studio. Android Studio is a Google official IDE that is integrated development environment for Android development. Okay, so Android Studio is used to develop a project from simple one to a new one. Okay, so Android Studio is basically an app building tool, means it is used to develop an Android application. Now, second tool is Visual Studio with Xamarin. It is a Microsoft's integrated development environment which supports a range of languages including C Sharp, VB.NET, JavaScript, and more with extensions. So using Xamarin, which now comes bundled in it, also possible to create cross-platform applications using C Sharp and then test on multiple devices connected to the cloud. Now the third Android development tool is Eclipse. So Eclipse is an integrated development environment used in computer programming. So Eclipse is the tool we will be using to develop in, and it is the most popular Android development environment and has officially supported tool from the Google also. Okay, so Eclipse is a powerful open source integrated development environment that facilitates the creation of desktop, mobile, and web applications. Okay, so Eclipse is a highly versatile and adaptable tool. Now, next one is Android Virtual Devices. The Android Virtual Device is a configuration that defines the characteristics of an Android phone, tablet, Wear operating system, Android TV, or automotive operating devices that you want to stimulate in Android emulator. Okay, so Android Virtual Device Manager is an interface that you can launch from the Android Studio, and that also helps you to create and manage your Android virtual devices. Okay, so this is all about the Android development tools. There are four tools: Android Studio, Visual Studio with Xamarin, Eclipse, and Android Virtual Device. Okay, now let's see what is DVM, that is Dalvik Virtual Machine. Okay, so as we know that modern Java Virtual Machine is has high performance and provides excellent memory management, but still it needs to be optimized for the low powered handheld devices as well. Okay, so the DVM, that is Dalvik Virtual Machine, is an Android virtual machine optimized for the low power devices. It means that DVM is optimized to work with the low powered handheld devices. Okay, so it optimizes the virtual machine for the memory. It also optimizes the virtual machine for the battery life and performance. Okay, so Dalvik is a name of a town in Iceland. Okay, so this is all about the history of Dalvik. Now let us see how this Dalvik virtual machine works. So this DVM, that is Dalvik virtual machine, is a subset of Java virtual machine. Okay. Now we have seen Java platform programs. Java source code is compiled into Java bytecode. Java source code is compiled into Java bytecode by using Java compiler, and then it is interpreted by the Java virtual machine, and after that the Java bytecode is interpreted by the Java virtual machine, and now the output is generated. Okay, now in case of Android, the Java source code is compiled into a Java bytecode also, like by Java virtual machine. In Android, Java source code is compiled into Java bytecode by using Java compiler. Okay, now that Java bytecode, that is the dot class file. Bytecode, that means dot class file, is then operated by the DEX operator. Okay, now this dot class file, which is generated after the compilation of now this dot class file is operated by the DEX operator, that is DEX, and it converts it into the dot DEX format. Okay, now this dot class file is converted into the dot DEX format. Now the DEX format is an executable format which is optimized for the mobile platform. Okay, first Java source code is converted into Java bytecode by using Java compiler, and then by using DEX compiler, this Java bytecode is converted into Dalvik bytecode, which is optimized for the mobile platform. Okay, so DEX tool then combine all the .dex files in the system into a single classes, that is .dx file, which contains all the entire Java code for the application. Now this has been optimized for the resources. Now for instance, if there is a string, for example, same string variable is defined in different classes, so the DEX tool references a string resource for all the classes. Similarly, such optimizations are done by the DEX tools to make it more memory efficient. Since it has to be run on a mobile device, now we can specifically say that this Dalvik virtual machine, it was developed specifically keeping in mind the Android platform. Okay, so it keeps into mind the constraints of memory, speed of memory that we have on mobile phone. So instead of directly running dot class file, we are further optimizing the dot class file into dot dex format, okay, which is a Dalvik bytecode. And this Dalvik format is an executable by the Dalvik virtual machine. And now the output is generated by the system. Okay. Now whenever we install an app on platform, it is interpreted when we run the application, and then the app runs from the Android platform. Okay. Now this we have found to be quite slow as compared to the iOS apps. So recently we have another modification, that is Android runtime, that is ART. So this Android runtime ARE is a modification of Dalvik virtual machine. Okay. So starting from the KitKat operating system, KitKat Android operating system, we have an option to use either Dalvik or to use ART. Okay. Now what difference it makes between the Dalvik virtual machine and Android runtime? The Dalvik interprets the application code at runtime through a just-in-time compiler. And every time we open up an app, every time it is interpreted. Okay, and then output is generated. Now what happens in case of Android runtime? In case of Android runtime, it is compiled to the native code when you install an app. And every time when we run the app, the native code is run by the Android platform. Okay, so only the first time it will take time when it compiles the application to the native code, and every other time the application runs much faster as compared to the Dalvik virtual machine. Okay, because it interpreted codes every time you run the app. So we have made the systems much faster than the Dalvik virtual machine system. And now slowly it may shifts entirely into the Android runtime. Okay, so this Android runtime is an advancement, is a modification of Dalvik virtual machine. Now let's see what is the difference between Java virtual machine and Dalvik virtual machine. Okay. So first starts with the before moving to the difference between both Java virtual machine and Dalvik virtual machine, let's see what is virtual machine. Okay, so it is a virtual emulation of a device. Virtual machine is a emulation of a device. So what is JVM? That is Java virtual machine. Java virtual machine is an abstract layer between Java program and the platform the Java code is running on. In the last lecture, we have discussed in details about what is Java virtual machine, what is Java development kit and Java runtime environment. Okay, so Java virtual machine is an abstract layer between Java program and the platform the Java code is running on, which means Java-C compiler does not convert Java code directly to machine code like other compilers does. Okay, so JVM is a platform dependent and different implementations are available for the specific platform. Okay, and what I told you before, Java-C compiler does not convert Java code directly to machine code like other compilers does. It means that bytecode is intermediate code, which means human cannot understand this code, and this code is not a machine or platform dependent. Okay. So as you can see from the figure, there is a dot class file which is given to any platform like Linux platform, Windows platform, or Mac OS platform. It will convert it into machine code. Okay. Dot class file is given to any platform, that is Linux, Windows and Mac, and it then convert it into machine code. And this is what happening in the Java virtual machine. Okay. Now next, here in figure, you can see except last two processes, everything is same as in the Java virtual machine. Okay, here you can see in this figure, except last two process, that is APK and .text, everything is same as in the Java virtual machine. Now here DEX compiler converts the .class file into the .dex file, as we have seen here. Java source code is converted into Java bytecode by using Java compiler, but in Android, Java source code is converted into Java bytecode by using Java compiler. That means .class file we get. And after that, this .class file is converted into the .dex file by using DEX compiler. Okay, that means it generates Dalvik bytecode. Okay, so here this DEX compiler converts .class file into the .dex file that runs on Dalvik virtual machine, and multiple class files are converted into one DEX file. Okay. So Dalvik virtual machine is a virtual machine which executes an Android applications. So everything in mobile is very limited, whether it will be a battery, memory and processing, etc. Dalvik virtual machine is specifically optimized for the low powered handheld devices. Okay, so it has been optimized so that it can fit in with low powered devices like mobile phones. Now let's see what is the difference between Java virtual machine and the Dalvik virtual machine. Now the first difference is that Dalvik virtual machine is a register based which is designed to run on low memory. As we have seen before, Dalvik virtual machine is designed to run on low memory. Okay, and Java virtual machine is a stack based. Now what is stack based? Stack based means memory structure where the operands are stored in a stack data structure. Stack based means memory structure where the operands are stored in a stack data structure. And now what is registered base? Register base means that the operands stored on the registers in the CPU. So Dalvik virtual machine is a registered base which is designed to run on low memory, and Java virtual machine is a stack based. Okay, now second difference is that DVM uses its own bytecode and runs .dex file. Okay, as we have seen, dot class file, that is Java bytecode, is converted into .dex file, that is Dalvik bytecode, by using Dex compiler. Okay, so from Android 2.2, SDK Dalvik has got just-in-time compiler, while Java virtual machines uses Java bytecode and runs dot class file having JIT, that is just in time. As Java virtual machine, Java source code is converted into Java bytecode, that is dot class file, by using Java compiler. Now the third difference is that Dalvik virtual machine has been designed so that device can run multiple instances of the virtual machine efficiently, and applications are given their own instances. Okay, and Java virtual machine, single instances of Java virtual machine is shared with the multiple applications. Here single instance of Java virtual machine is shared with the multiple applications. Okay, now fourth difference is that Dalvik virtual machine supports Android operating system only, and Java virtual machine supports multiple operating systems. Okay, as we have seen here, dot class file is given. We can provide dot class file to any platform, that is Linux, Windows, or Mac. Okay, because it is machine or platform independent. Okay, it is platform independent. So Java virtual machine supports multiple operating systems like Linux, Windows, uh, or Mac OS. Okay, but Dalvik virtual machine supports Android operating system only because it is platform dependent. Now the next difference between DVM and JDK is that DVM and JVM is that for Dalvik virtual machine, very few retools are available, and for Java virtual machine, many retools are available. Now what is retools? Retools are the tools which are used to build internal tools. Internal tools build करने के लिए जो tools use होते हैं उसे retools कहते हैं. So Dalvik virtual machine have very a few retools, but Java virtual machine has many retools. Okay. Next difference is that there is a constant pool for every application. In Java virtual machine, it has a constant pool for every class. And the last difference between DVM and JVM is that here the executable is APK, and in Java virtual machine, executable file is the jar file. Okay, so these are the differences between Java virtual machine and Dalvik virtual machine. So in this lecture, we have discussed about what is software development kit, what is Android software development kit, what are the different development tools in Android, that is Android Studio, Visual Studio with Xamarin, Eclipse, Android virtual device. Okay, then after that we have seen how DVM works, what is Dalvik virtual machine. Okay, then Android runtime. Android runtime is a modification, or we can say that it is an advancement of Dalvik virtual machine. Okay, so recently we are shifting towards the Android runtime because it is fast as compared to the Dalvik virtual machine. After that, we have seen what is Java virtual machine. It is platform independent or machine independent. What is Dalvik virtual machine? It is optimized so that it can work with the low powered handheld device, and it is platform or machine dependent. After that, we have seen which are the differences between Dalvik virtual machine and Java virtual machine. Okay, so I hope you understand about the DVM and JVM. So here I am going to stop this lecture. Have a nice day.